everyone, this is Ashley Howard with Ashley Howard Teaches, and I'm so excited to bring to you CC Cycle 3, Week 3, 5th edition tutor plans. If you're just joining me, if you hit that subscribe and that like button and tell me how many years have you been homeschooling and how have these first few weeks of tutoring been going for you, I can't wait to hear from you. So first we're going to start off with math. And for math this week, we're doing 5s and 6s. So for our 5s, we're gonna pick a partner and we're gonna give them 5s as we say our 5s. So they'll jump and give each other a high five, do their 5s, and that's a really fun way for them to do that. Another way that you can do it is have them hit a balloon back and forth with the partner as they say their 5s, and you say it all together, but they're bumping this balloon. Now, I will say that I would have them practice a couple times beforehand, maybe sitting in a circle, you would pat your legs and clap, and we're doing our 5s that way, just so they really know them, and then get up and do that fun activity with the balloon or doing high fives, jump high fives. All right, so for 6s this week, we're gonna get our skip counting cards. Now, I have these as a free digital download down below, so I hope you will grab that. It's in the description and it's totally free for you. All right, and if you don't have a laminator, I have some of my classroom supplies listed below too. I have a great laminator that I love, so don't forget to check that out too. So we'll start by pointing to our 6s, and then we're going to do something fun. All right, so for my younger ages, for the 6s, I'm gonna bring a stack of blocks like this, just a bucket of blocks, and I'll have them stack a block each time we say a number. So each child gets to go around, one person says 6, the next person says 12, and we'll all help as a class. So that's really fun. As it topples over, we just start the tower over again, and we keep trying to make it taller and taller, so they have a lot of fun with that. All right, so but for the older kids, what I like to do is we'll say our 6s a couple times, say them all the way through, and then I'll hide all of our 6s around the class. And then they have 1 minute to go race around the room and to find all the skip counting numbers, and then they have to put them in order before the time is up. So they're racing around, putting their 6s, working, using teamwork, using leadership skills, and they're putting those all together. Another thing that you can do for all ages is put your 6s on the board, and then as you say them, you erase one as you go, and then by the end of it, each time you erase a new one, and by the end of it, it's all erased, and they're saying it by themselves. So that is a fun way to do 6s. So let's move on to Latin. All right, so for Latin this week, we are doing pronouns. And this one's fun because we do it to the tune of Jingle Bells. So I made these little shakers. They're just Easter eggs with tape around them. You can buy a nicer one. In fact, I have some listed down below in my classroom supplies. You can check those out. But what we'll do is we'll sing it to the tune of Jingle Bells. And it'll start like this. Hick this, hook that. So we'll go through and do it like that and do our Jingle Bells, and we'll shake our shakers high, shake them low, shake them down at the bottom, and do different things like that, or maybe hop on one foot and do our shakers and say our Latin. Another fun thing to do is get these little streamers. I think I got these at Walmart. They came in a pack of maybe 5 or 6, super cheap, but these are really fun because they can dance around the classroom. All right, and then for a little bit older kids, what you can do is just get some jingle bells, some bells, and they can shake those as those go along. Those are a little bit more age appropriate for your older ages. So that is a super fun way to do your Latin, and it works out perfect with the Jingle Bell song. So I hope you enjoy that. So let's move on to science. All right, so for science this week, we are talking about the skeletal muscles. And what's great about this is that it goes perfectly with the happy birthday song if we use the question in it. So we'll start with, what are 3 kinds of muscle? And so we'll go through it, we'll be able to say them twice. So each time you're singing the happy birthday song, you're saying it twice. All right, and then for our hand motions, for skeletal, we're gonna go like this and make our skeleton body. And then for smooth, we're going to point our arm like this, smooth. And then for cardiac, we're gonna run in place as fast as we can. So those are some fun hand motions. Another thing that you can do with this is do the voices. So we might do a robot voice, or a dinosaur voice, or a proper voice. There's so many different voices, a whisper voice, a mouse voice, so many different voices you can use. Also, I like to use, for the older kids, I like to use aerobics. So things like jumping jacks, jump over the line, jump backwards, jump forwards, hop on one foot. So those are really always easy to include. And it makes it easy to repeat, but keeps them busy and keeps them moving. All right, so let's move on to history. All right, so for history this week, we're talking about the Boston Tea Party. We'll start with our hand motions and then I'll show you some of the fun activities that you can do with this week for history. All right, so for history for 1773, we're gonna put 3 fingers out like this. And then for disguise, we're gonna make a mask like this over our face. And then for mohawk, we're going to have a hand up like this over our hair. And this is where the fun part comes in. So I will bring in different tea bags to use. Some like just cheap, a box of Lipton tea where it has the little tea packets. And what I'll do is each student gets to have one and it's behind their backs. All right, so for dump tea, we're gonna go like this and throw it over our shoulder like this. All right, so for British East India Company, that one's kind of hard and kind of wordy. For my older kids, I would have them sign the different letters, British East India Company. But for the younger kids, I'm just gonna turn in a circle like this and say British East India Company. Easier for them to remember so they don't get stuck on the hand motions and not learn the words, because that's the most important part. And then for our fun activity. So when we say into the Boston Harbor, so I'm going to put a box that says British East India Company behind them. They get to run and grab a tea bag or two. And then I'm gonna have this bucket labeled as the Boston Harbor, and I'll put some blue paper in here. Super easy. I'm sure there's way more creative ideas. And as they throw this tea, they'll throw it into the Boston Harbor. So it'll be a little bit away from them and they'll just kind of make their basket and have fun with that. So I hope that helps you with some fun ideas for your history time. And also wear colonist hats. There's so many different fun ideas you can do with this. Let me know down below, what are some of your fun ideas? I can't wait to hear from you. All right, so let's move on to English. All right, for English this week, we're talking about past participles. I'm not sure, I guess I'm in the Christmas mode. For preschool, for choir, we're doing Christmas theme, so I guess that's where my heart is right now. But we're going to do this to the song of Joy to the World. And I would completely sing it for you, but I'm totally losing my voice. So you're going to sing it. It fits perfectly to that first part of Joy to the World, a past participle. So it's super easy. It fits perfect. So at the very end, you'll repeat, it's an adjective or a verb. An adjective or a verb. So it fits perfectly, it's easy, it's fun. So for this one, they're gonna pull out different actions. So it might be jump, or it might be hop, or it might be run in place, or march. So we're gonna do different actions. So they're gonna say these as they sing their song. So that will be fun. So don't forget, also a fun one is just to get your students to volunteer to lead, because it helps them so much to grow in those leadership skills too. Will you come up here and lead this for us? I'll give you a microphone, and they get a sticker if they come up there and they try. So let's move on to geography. Now I always like to preface this with saying, make sure you don't have any food allergies in your class, and make sure your parents are okay with some little snacks during geography time if you're going to do this, because I wouldn't want anybody's parents to get upset. So I like to use those little mini M&Ms and put them on the different places. Alternately, you can use little jewels or little stickers that still have the backs on them. They're little erasers. There's so many little manipulatives that you can find to put on those little places for geography. I like to have their maps set out for them when they first get there in the morning. And so it will have, you can have those little manipulatives in a stack. Even use buttons. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. So they get to put those on there as they say there. And then they can push those aside. They can use their marker to trace and to dot. Go out of order, go in order. There's so many different ways to do that. And don't forget, the U.S. geography song is wonderful. There's one online, and I will link it in every video, because that one is so helpful to learn all their states and capitals. So I hope you enjoyed that. Will you let me know if you're getting value out of this video? Would you like this video? It helps this channel so much. All right, so for review this week, I have a couple ideas. Now, this is a fun one. I have one of these targets. You can make your own target just on the board. You don't need anything like this. But what I do is I have 3 boys. I have 2 girls also, but I have 3 boys, so we have so many dart guns in our house. And I don't know if you have dart guns, but I do. So what's really fun is they get to compete, and they get to, you can split them up boys versus girls. You can split them up any way that you want to. So they have 2 different teams, and you go every other person, and they get to see who gets the highest points. Or what's really fun to work on teamwork within the class and building up the class is they all try to get to a certain level. So they all try to get to 200 points all together, and then they get a little prize or something. So that's really fun. So they get to, every time they shoot, they get to answer a question. It really works for all ages. They have so much fun with it. So this is a really easy one. Another easy one is to draw on your dry erase board a simple scene. I mean, it could be simple. It could be a fall scene with just some pumpkins. And then each student, as they answer a review question, they get to draw something new on the board. They get like a minute or so, and then the next person, once they answer their question, they get to come draw something new on the dry erase board to include in their scene. If it's a Christmas scene, they could just do Christmas trees and Christmas lights. So it makes it really fun, and it's great to do because you get to see their creativity come out. And you can even talk about what great oils they use. So there's so many fun ways to do that. Another game I like to play is a spin-off of Mother May I, but it's Tutor May I. So they get to go line up over here, and then they say Tutor May I. You say jump forward, and they say Tutor May I, and then they get to jump forward and get some of that energy out. So those are all really fun ideas. None of them are my original ideas. I've just heard them along the way. They're such wonderful people that do CC, and that's one of the things I just enjoy about it so much. All right, so that is our review for this week. If you have any great review games, man, would I love to hear them. Leave them down below in the comments, please. I just love hearing new ideas. So helpful, so great. All right, so for fine arts this week, we're doing upside down drawings, and I love upside down drawings because they're so much fun. Now, let me give you a tip. If you don't do it on cardstock paper, it'll show through like this, and it won't be as good, and it won't be as easy. So my recommendation is print off on cardstock paper. So you're going to tape it on your board, and then you're gonna have a piece of paper like this, and you can either tape this lightly, or you can use a little clip on the side. The clip on the side's a little bit easier. And then as you go along, you're gonna show them, okay, remember your oils. You're gonna do a curve first. And so you wait for them to do the curve, and then you'll go down. Now this one's an easier drawing, so it'll go a little faster. And then you'll say, oh, look, what kind of oils do you see here? And they'll draw this, and then you'll go a little bit farther and a little bit farther, and each time they'll get to draw something new. Now I would suggest, now this one is from Art Projects for Kids. They have a lot of these. I love the bald eagle because it was good for the U.S. and how we're studying U.S. history and geography. They do have a Statue of Liberty. They have the White House. So they have a lot of them. So I would bring more than one. That way if kids get done early, you might do one or two during your time, and then have them do it step by step with you, and then leave some extras out for them to do on their own if they're a fast worker and they want to do more of these, or maybe they just want to take one home and you have extras for them. And then you have colored pencils and classical music playing, and they get to color in their drawings as they go. So I love upside down drawings. It's so much fun. They like to do it. It gives them a new talent to try. So I totally recommend going to Art Projects for Kids because those make it really easy, and you just print out one of the pictures and you just go along with them, or do the step-by-step, and they can do it upside down that way. All right, so that is week 3 in a nutshell. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button because I have so many more weeks of homeschooling materials, homeschooling curriculum reviews, and weeks of CC tutoring for you. Let me know in the comments below if there's something you would love to see more videos on. I can't wait to hear from you. I hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.